How about this cartoon here, courtesy Baseball America and their cartoonist, Paul Trapp. Santa knows what's on every team's wish list. I don't know about every team, but, you know, the big spenders. Mets, Phillies, Dodgers. Let me guess, Juan Soto. And let's start there. We're pleased to be joined by Mark Feinsand, senior insider for MLB.com. Mark, what do you know about Juan Soto? Give us the latest.
Well, first of all, just hearing John Sterling sing "Wonderful," we need to keep him in New York just so we can, just keep replaying that. What do we know about Juan Soto? We know that there are at least 4 teams that have already made offers. They're all believed to be over $600 million. Yankees, Mets, Red Sox, Blue Jays. The Dodgers are still in this, although it doesn't seem that they have quite the momentum as those East Coast teams. We don't know when Juan Soto is going to make his decision, but the belief within the industry, based on people I've spoken to, is that it's going to happen, sometime by the winter meetings. So we could be looking at the next few days. Scott Boras said yesterday nothing was imminent, but that just means maybe yesterday or today. We could hear something this weekend, or it could just become the biggest story at the winter meetings as we all reconvene in Dallas next week.
Mark, real quick, any chance of that mystery team coming to fruition, or you feel pretty good about the teams that have been publicly linked?
I think at this point, I feel pretty good about the teams that were publicly linked. The Phillies were a team that were mentioned at the beginning. They haven't even met with Soto, and if he's already at the point of receiving offers and starting to narrow teams down, I just can't see them jumping in at this point. So I think the 5 teams that we're talking about are probably the 5 teams that he's looking at. And like I said, I think those 4 East Coast teams probably have a little bit of an edge.
And Mark, if the Yankees do miss out on Juan Soto, what's your take on their interest in pivoting to directions, say, like Willy Adames?
Yeah, I just reported on MLB.com that Willy Adames is one of their primary plan Bs. Obviously, there is an opening in the infield in the Bronx. Now, where that opening isn't shortstop, but second base is going to be open. Gleyber Torres is a free agent. Third base could be open. Jazz Chisholm could move over to second, could go to the outfield if they needed him to. So they have some options. One of those options, from what I understand, is signing Adames, maybe moving Volpe to second base, or moving Adames to third and shifting Jazz Chisholm over to second. Chisholm's versatility gives them some options there in terms of what they need. They're not stuck looking at one specific position. But Adames would be a great addition for them. He's a great clubhouse guy. Obviously, he had a huge year last year, career highs in home runs and RBIs. And he didn't have a great defensive year last year, but in 2023, he was one of the top defensive shortstops in the game. So I think Adames is a guy that they will certainly look to if Soto winds up signing elsewhere.
Now, another middle infielder is Hyeseong Kim, the Heartbreak Kim. But let's talk about Hye-Seong Kim. This is a 25-year-old, and this past season in the KBO, he hit over 300, stole 30 bases. He has designs on coming over to the United States. What's his market looking like right now?
Yeah, so he was posted today officially as of tomorrow morning. Teams will be able to negotiate with him for the next few weeks. I fully expect that he's going to get signed. The Mariners are a team we keep hearing about. They're a team that's looking to change their offensive profile a little bit. A lot of swing and miss, a lot of strikeouts in that lineup. And Kim is a guy who doesn't strike out as much, like you said. Good batting average, good on base, good contact hitter, and wouldn't be coming in to try to save their lineup, but would certainly be a nice complementary piece given the profile of that team. There are going to be teams interested in him. I don't think this is going to be a huge deal. We're not talking about the 100 million plus range, I don't think, which will open him up for many more teams. But I expect there to be a significant amount of interest.
Earlier, Yonder said Corbin Burnes would be a great fit for the San Francisco Giants. What do you make of that?
I think he's right. I mean, look, the Giants have had trouble attracting hitters because it's not a great hitter's park. But conversely, it is a great pitcher's park. Burnes played college ball out there. He's from Southern California, so certainly the West Coast would have some appeal to him. And the Giants have shown a willingness to spend money in recent years. They went all in to try to get Aaron Judge. They went in to try to get Yamamoto. They've been out there to try to get some of these big names, even going back 5-6 years. Bryce Harper was a name on their list. So I think the idea of if you can't go get the big bat, if you're having trouble drawing them to San Francisco, then go do the opposite. Let's go get a great rotation and just try to pitch our way to victory. Burnes would be a great fit there.
Reportedly, Yankees, Red Sox, they're in a bidding war for Juan Soto. Also, potentially in a bidding war for pitcher Max Fried. What do you know?
Yeah, I think, right now, I think those guys at the top of the market are being held up a little bit by the Soto situation, because any team, including the Yankees, including the Red Sox, that's potentially going to spend more than $600 million to sign Soto has to know if that's going to happen before they start figuring out what else they have to spend. Conversely, if they don't get Soto, all of a sudden, all this money you had tagged to pay Juan Soto is still there, and you've got some extra money to spend on other guys. So, Fried would certainly fit with both of these teams. They both need a starter. The Yankees would love to put him right behind Garrett Cole in the rotation. And the Red Sox obviously have a young rotation and some really young, talented guys, but they would love that veteran to put at the top. So I could see both those teams making a big push. I would almost say, if one of them gets Soto, I would make the other one the favorite for Max Fried.
Interesting. All right, Mark, we appreciate the time, and we look forward to hearing from you if and when, well, he's definitely signing somewhere, but once Juan Soto makes his decision, I know you'll be part of our coverage. Thank you.
That would be an epic surprise if he did not sign somewhere.
Yeah, if he just wants to take this year off to mull over even more offers. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Thanks, Mark.